Hello. So it is now September 6th and I am just opening this vlog. So hi, welcome to the first 30 and 30 vlog. I've been really bad about updating you guys. So we're going to do that right now. We're going to sit, we're going to talk about what I've read so far. I will be doing a little more reading today, so obviously we'll talk about that once I do that. But let's talk about what I've read thus far. So One Piece wise, I read volumes 29 through, let me pull up the right album so that I make sure I tell you the right information. So I have read volumes 29 through 33 of One Piece so far. So I've read the first 5 for this project. So I do need to read 1 for today. I've read 5 other volumes as well. So I'm going to tell you about the first 5 days of reading for this readathon. So One Piece 29 through 33. That basically finished up the Skypiea arc for me. And now we're doing a little like side quest before we go to, I believe it's Water 7 next. So volume 33 was very much all about kind of the side quest. So I don't know if that continues into 34. I forget. This is the stretch where I didn't watch it because I came back into watching it about halfway through Water 7, I would say. So really enjoying my One Piece journey. Very excited that I've dedicated some time to it and very much looking forward to moving forward with One Piece. Other than that, I have 3 physical volumes here and then 2 digitals. So let's talk about the digitals first. First up, I did read Boss Bride Days Volume 8, which is the most recent installment in the series. It's a series I love and adore. This one is really sweet and really cute. It definitely has that harem vibe. I would love it if they would all end up together, but it's Japan, so I'm not expecting it. Any of the guys that she would end up with, well, 2 of the 3, I would be perfectly fine if she ended up with. If she ends up with the one that's a little too cold, a little too calculating, I would be a little upset. But either of the other 2, I would totally be okay if she ended up with them. So this one has a love confession, the first that she's received of any of the guys. So this was a really fun one to read. And then I started another series. This was one that I picked up back when Kodansha had a bunch for free on Bookwalker. And so this one is Chihiro-kun Only Has Eyes for Me. So this one is very fashion-based. This guy who's gorgeous and like has a cuff on his earring, kind of like I do today, ends up drawn to this particular girl. He calls her his muse for his fashion brand. And he has a specific look he's looking for. He designs with her in mind, her measurements in mind, things like that. They start to have a friendship and it's blooming into a more romantic relationship because he doesn't really talk to girls other than her. And so it's really sweet. It's really cute. I really want to pick up more of this series, so I'm very excited to continue. Now let's talk about the physicals that I've read so far. First up, I finally got around to reading volume 1 of A Business Proposal. This is a manhwa. Basically, her best friend was set up on a blind date with him. Her best friend's gone on so many of these blind dates set up by her dad or her grandfather, I can't remember which, that she's just done. And so she hires her friend to go on this for her and to make it bad so that the guy wants nothing to do with her. He, on the other hand, doesn't have time for dating and tells his assistant that he's going to marry whoever shows up to the blind date. And so he is now going to marry her because she's the one that showed up to the blind date. But at the same time, he's very intrigued by her, even though she shows up in like a pink wig. She doesn't look like herself. She works at his company. So there's this whole interesting dynamic going on here. And I'm here for it. I am really obsessed with this. I do have the second volume I've already purchased, so I will be reading that soon. But yes, probably this month, honestly, because I really enjoyed my time. I really enjoy the art, and the shenanigans are just really, really fun. Also, his assistant ends up showing up to see her friend in person, and her friend mistakes the assistant for him, and she starts to crush on the assistant. So there's a whole thing with her friend and the assistant, and then her and him, and it's just really cute. Like, I'm down for the vibes going on here, and I just really am enjoying it, and I cannot wait to read more. Now, the other thing is an omnibus with 2 volumes in it that I've read, and that is Don't Call It Mystery Volumes 3 and 4. I am obsessed with this. I have a dedicated video to this, so I will leave that linked in the corner for you to get more of my thoughts. But just know that this is the best, one of the best Josei series ever. Outside of Something's Wrong with Us, I think this one is the strongest to have crossover appeal for people. I do think anybody who likes a good mystery or something psychological would definitely get down with what's going on and don't call it mystery. Totonu is a very diverse, very interesting to follow character. They're a little neurospicy in my opinion, so I really enjoy what they're bringing to the table. But anyways, absolutely love and adore this. I have a whole video dedicated to it, so I won't give you another 7 minutes of this. You could go watch it over there. That is where I'm at currently with 30 and 30. So right now I am on track for 60 and 30. I need to get 2 volumes read today. I did start Like a Butterfly Volume 2 at work yesterday, so I'm going to bring that. I'm going to hopefully finish that today and then read my volume of One Piece. I'm hoping to get a little bit ahead in case I end up not being able to read as much as I hope I can on some of these days where I've got work coming up. But yes, if not, I will catch up tomorrow. But that is the plan, and that's what's going on right now. So I'm now going to go eat, and then I will come back once I've read more. Ashley is hosting some sprints tonight, so I'm hoping to be on at least for a little bit tonight, and we'll kind of go from there. But it looks like I'm starting to break out, so I might have to go take off all of my makeup. But I think that's all the filming I'm going to do today anyway. So with that said, that's neither here nor there. I'm going to go. See you later. Bye.
When I feel worn out, tired and alone, and every minute passes into the unknown.
Hi friends, time for a 30 and 30 update. So let's update you on my One Piece reading. I've read 4 more volumes of One Piece. So I'm up through volume 38 now, and I do today I am hoping to read 39 and 40 to get me caught up for everything, because it is currently the 11th. So that would be 11 volumes of One Piece read this month so far, which I am looking forward to, because we are now at the point where I have jumped back into where I watched One Piece. So a lot of this is moving a little bit quicker for me. We are on our way to Eni's lobby. So that tells you where I'm at in the story if you're familiar with it. And again, members get exclusive One Piece updates. I'll be doing a bunch of those over the next couple of weeks, because clearly I have catching up to do with my members with that. So that's where I'm at with One Piece. Let's talk about the other things I've read, because I have 2 that I tried out at the bookstore and they didn't do well with me, and I DNF'd them about halfway through, and I am counting them. So let me pull up the right graphic here. So one was hashtag DRCL. So it's supposed to be like a vampire Dracula situation. It is much more body hoarder centered than I hoped it was going to be. So this one is just a Shea problem. The art was really beautiful in so many ways, but I just did not drive with it. So that one sadly is a miss for me. I'm really sad about it, but yeah, that one didn't quite work for me. Another one that I was very curious about was the Darwin incident. This one is essentially about a hybrid humanoid person who is half chimpanzee, half human. So they call him a human Z. And it's much more radicalist political than I was hoping it was going to be. So you have your environmentalists wanting to protect the animals and things like that, but they're taking it to an extreme where it's glorifying terrorism in a way for me. And so, yeah, I definitely couldn't keep going, and I'm not going to be supporting it for that reason. It just feels icky. I just cannot. So that one did not work for me. But I do have 4 other physical ones that I've read that I'm excited to talk to you about. So let's talk about those. So first up, Run On Your New Legs Volume 5, which is the final volume of the series. I feel like this one ended off in a perfect place. I mean, they definitely could have kept going and made it this bigger thing, but I'm glad it's clear and concise, because this isn't so much about the running as it is about the teenager that we're following, and it is their journey coming out of their depression after being amputated and learning to love life again through a new sport and through a shift in their focus. And everything looped around and wrapped up so nicely in this volume that I just am so excited that this exists. I really hope more people pick this up. I think it's a very powerful and very important series, and more people should be reading it if they're not, especially where it's complete. It's only 5 volumes. There's no reason not to pick this one up. Next, I finally read Like a Butterfly Volume 2. I love this series so much. Like, him and our main girl on the first cover, like, I love how they are slowly growing together and learning what it would be like to be together instead of assuming the other person doesn't like them. It's a slow go situation, but Sumo Ishida does this in a beautiful way. If you like A Sign of Affection, I think you'll really like this one. We don't have the same kind of representation, but I think this is a great similar story where we have two people who are kind of on the outsides of their worlds and they're finding each other, and it's adorable. I love it so much. Like, 10 out of 10 recommend Like a Butterfly. Don't bother with Wolf Girl Black Prince. Just read Like a Butterfly. We're good here. Next is another one that's coming to a close too soon for me, and that is going to be Imokoi Volume 7. We've only got 2 more volumes left after Volume 7, so I'm sad about that. This one does focus a little more on this couple instead of our main couple, but this volume was still really cute and sweet. Our main couple is present, not as much as I would have liked initially, but it is still so good. And I really like the way this played out and the way it's going to work in the upcoming volume, because this one sets up a class trip and they are going to go with our other couple and they're all going to be in a group together. So they may branch off and go do their own coupley things in the next volume, which I'm thriving on and definitely ready for. So, like, this moment actually happens in the manga in this volume, and it was really cute and really fun. So I would definitely recommend not skipping this volume. It is still so good. And then the last one I have to talk to you about right now is The Moon on a Rainy Night. This is a new Yuri title that recently came out. We do have a heroine who is hard of hearing. She's not quite deaf, but she wears a hearing aid to help with her hearing, and it just, as she gets older, it's getting worse and worse. So it's a progressive thing. And the girl that that she runs into, the shorter hair girl, she is very clearly homosexual and has been since before she met our heroine. But she doesn't understand why the rest of the world can't see things the way she does. And so she's clearly got a crush on our hard of hearing friend. And they've started with a really cute friendship. And I'm really excited and interested to see where this is going to go from here, because I really see a beautiful potential for a beautiful friendship turned relationship in this one. So very excited for the future of this one and very excited for the next volume. So with that said, that is my current update. I wanted to make sure that I'm not going too long between updates, because otherwise that's going to be a big problem. So with that, I'm going to get back to reading a couple more volumes of One Piece, and I will talk to you guys in the next clip because my battery is dying anyway.
You bring me comfort like nobody can. I hear you whisper.
Hi friends! You know, in the last clip, I kind of accidentally jinxed myself, and here we are. It's now the 21st, and I have a lot to catch you up on. So I've got a bunch of physicals here. There's one that I couldn't find. I'm still kind of in the mess of my haul. If you haven't watched the haul, it's huge. Go ahead and check it out there. And I'm pretty sure I hauled it, so it should be in that somewhere. I'm planning on sorting that after I'm done with this part. So let's go ahead and catch up with where I'm at. So currently I am in the middle of volume 49 of One Piece. I plan on reading volume 50 today as well. I plan on doing that this afternoon. So I've read 11 volumes since I last talked to you. So we have finished the Water 7 Enies Lobby arc. We are now about halfway into Thriller Bark. Thriller Bark is an interesting one. Maybe we're further than halfway. I don't know. We're a decent way into Thriller Bark right now, and it's moving pretty quickly. I felt like a drug in the anime, but in the manga it's moving pretty quick. So, yeah. Anyways, for those of you who are familiar with One Piece, you know roughly where I'm at. But yeah, I still need to film all those videos for my members. I'm very behind on members exclusive content right now. I'm very sorry. I'm planning on working on that very, very soon. So, the one physical that I read that I couldn't find was Stray Cat and Kitten, I think? No, Stray Cat and Wolf. Stray Cat and Wolf is a really fun, kind of messy shoujo where this girl runs away from home, essentially, and kind of ends up bumming off this guy for a while, but he's, like, into her. And so they have a very interesting dynamic. It's not the healthiest, I'll say, but it's a good time. I had a good time with it, at least, and I would definitely say it's worth checking out. It's not going to be for everybody. I like it a lot better than Wolf Girl Black Prince, so if you didn't like Wolf Girl Black Prince, I would still say try this one. Also, if you like Nana, I think you would like Stray Cat and Wolf, because it kind of has a similar vibe. He's very much in the music scene and some things like that. So even though I didn't get along with Nana, I can see what people love in it. So I would definitely recommend checking out Stray Cat and Wolf if you like Nana. Then I reread a 3-volume, very smutty digital manga series. I always get the name wrong, so let me just read it right now. My house servant is naughty and cocky with secrets. This is a very short 3-volume situation. They're really about 50 pages each in the volumes, so they might be more like chapters, but they treat them like volumes on Amazon, so that's how I'm doing it. But I love them. I love them so much. And I reread them like maybe once a year. I think they're a good time. If I had them physically, I would just read it, of course. But anyways, it's kind of a bonkers situation. So the title is enough to let you know kind of what it's about. Let's just say there's a lot of sex toys in this particular one. That's all I'm going to tell you. If you want to dive in from there, it's all yours. And I hope you enjoy. Okay, so let's get in to the rest of my physicals that I have right here. So first up, Demons of the Shadow Realm Volume 2. I absolutely adored this second installment, and I felt like it fleshed out parts of the story that weren't making sense in the first volume. So I feel like this is really filling in the gaps that the first volume didn't in information. So I would definitely recommend checking this one out. I love this series. If you like Himuro Arakawa, I think you'll really like it because they're doing the writing as well as the art. So it's definitely all them. And I would definitely recommend it. It's a good time. We have twins that are on opposite sides of a coin and people who want to manipulate them. That's all I need to tell you. It's fantastic. Would recommend. One that sadly didn't land for me, and I'm a little sad about it, was Doomsday with My Dog. The particular humor in this one didn't land well with me. It's a little too campy, I guess you could say, for me. And it's for Coma, which I don't always get along with. And, like, there were too many things against this one. I did try it. I wanted to love this one with all of my soul, but it did not work for me, so I'm very sad about it. Anyhow, Doomsday with My Dog is a miss for me. I know there are people out there who love it, and no shade to them. This one just was a miss for me. The next thing I did is I finished a series. So I finally got around to reading the rest of Miss Miyazen Would Love to Get Closer to You. I always want to say that last part a little bit different. That's why I went ahead and looked at it. So I read Volume 2, Volume 3, and Volume 4. This one is really sweet. I'm planning on doing a full series review on this one. It's nice and short and concise and really cute. I really loved it. We do get a time skip at the end, so you kind of see if they stay together or not and things like that. So it's really cute. I really loved it. It's definitely one I would reread. Like, this one is adorable. So yes, would 10 out of 10 recommend this one. Next, the beauty that is Volume 14 of A Bride's Story. This is a love letter to horses, this particular volume. Essentially, we're following what's been going on in the greater overarching story, and Amir's brother Yeah. Amir's brother is a big focus in this one, and he ends up getting married in this one. And how all of that goes about is a horse race. And so we get to talk about and admire the horses. It's a beautiful and stunning volume full of Kaoru Mori's amazing art. I mean, come on. It's just stunning. 10 out of 10. Recommend the series. It's really lovely and adorable. And I really love the culture of this particular volume as well. And it's just beautiful. Like, I will love this series forever. I know it's not for everybody. Some people get icked out by certain parts of it. But man, I really love this. I love this series so much. It's so good. And then today, my husband had a medical thing. So while I was waiting for him, I read the final volume of My Dear Agent, which is volume 2. This is such a sweet and adorable 2-volume series. And it's a boys' love story. And I love these two. Mario and Ricci are so sweet together. And they work through things together. Towards the end, there's one thing where Mario kind of runs away from the situation just because he doesn't know how to handle it. But Ricci doesn't allow him to do that. He's like, no, you have to talk to me. And I really love how that was all handled. So it wasn't a miscommunication. It was a lack of communication because once they communicated, everything was fine. So I loved this so very much. It ended so perfectly for me. There's plenty of steam in this second volume. So if you didn't feel like there was enough in the first volume, there's plenty here for you. And I really loved it. Like, would 10 out of 10 recommend? Like, My Dear Agent is super sweet, super cute, and 2 volumes. This is probably one of my favorite Tokyo Pops I've read as of late. So even if you don't always pick up the Tokyo Pops, pick up My Dear Agent because it's very, very good. So I believe that gets you current with everything that I've read. So that should be everything. And I'm doing well. I'm catching up. I'm on track for 60 and 30, so we'll see if it actually happens. Now I'm gonna go read. Okay, bye. Hi friends, so I'm actually here to wrap up this vlog. So as you saw, I did a vlog where I sat and read 22 volumes in one day because I hadn't read much until I did that video. And manga wise, I've not read anything since. So we're gonna wrap this vlog here. So there's 22 volumes that I read in that vlog. I'll leave it linked in the corner so you can just go check out that video. There's no need for me to rehash it all here because I talk about each of them in depth in that video. I ended up catching up on some series and reading some volume 1s that you might be interested in my thoughts on. So definitely go check out that video. So the final count for 30 and 30, I believe was 64. Editing Shay will correct you here. I'm not going to count them right now because I just want to get this vlog clip finished. So Thank you guys so much for all of your support and love of 30 and 30. Thank you to my fellow hosts, as always, to Izzy, Bree, and Ashley. I love doing this with them. I've done it on my own before, and then just Izzy and I did it. I'm so glad we invited Ashley and Bree along because they just add so much to the community, and I want more people to get to know them. So I am so happy that they love me enough and are confident in me and Izzy enough to come and do this with us. I really appreciate all three of them. They are all linked down below, so definitely go check out their channels. If you're looking for a fun reading thing to do in October, Bree is hosting Black-A-Ween-a-thon. I did talk about this in my reset video, which I'll leave linked in the corner, but I will also leave a video about it down below so you can get more information there. It's still early enough in the month. You have more than enough time to join in. I might try to sneak in a prompt here or there for it, but I do have some specific reading plans that you can check out in my reset. So anyways, everybody's linked down below. Give them all love. And this was a really good manga reading month for me. Yeah, I did a lot of it in spurts. Yes, I didn't do 30 volumes of One Piece, but I am honestly okay with this. And I am so happy with what I got read. I was able to make a decent dent in my physical TBR. Granted, I have bought manga since. We'll talk about that in another video coming soon. But I wanted you guys to kind of get all of the info. And we'll go over more of that in depth in another video. So with that said, thanks again for watching. If you're here just because you love me, let's do a butterfly emoji for like a butterfly. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
It's been raining for days now, been running like a child. Can't feel the cold, well I'm lost here with you, lost in the woods. Lost as I should.